Hi guys, welcome again to Learning TWI the Fun Way with TWI Junior Pro. My name is Kwesi, and for today's lesson we have 4 people that needed me to translate something. And the first person that wanted me to translate something was Lionel. Lionel, thanks again for your continued support. And this is what Lionel wanted to know. Lionel wanted to know the difference between mehu and nkyɛn. Again, mehu and nkyɛn. Now, practically speaking, the two are synonymous. But seeing that he asked for the main differences, right? I'll try my best to give the difference between the two. So let's start with mehu, right? Now, mehu in TWI is used in reference to oneself. Again, it's used in reference to oneself. So for an example, if I say mehu ye, so basically what I'm saying is I am fine. So I am myself, I am fine. Mehu ye. Or if somebody says wuhu to sing, what I'm asking is how are you doing? Basically, how is yourself? How are you yourself doing? Now, when it comes to nkyɛn, nkyɛn is used in relation to one's place or one's space. Again, one's place or one's space. Now, example of that would be if somebody says tena nkyɛn, which in TWI is come sit by me, or you can say come stay at my place. So again, tena nkyɛn can either mean come sit by me or come stay with me, as in come stay at my place. So now for an example of using both of them synonymously, that would be, let's take somebody calls me up, Kwesi, where is Mark, right? So they'll say Kwesi Mark or he, which is Kwesi, where is Mark? Then I'll be like, Mark Tim. I can say Mark Tim or Mark Tim nkyɛn. So what I'm trying to say is Mark is sitting beside me or by me, or Mark is with me, right? To the other person, what I'm trying to say is Mark is literally next to me, so they understand what I'm trying to say. So it doesn't matter if I say otimehu or otimincheng, they will understand that wherever I am, Mark is either beside me or next to me, right? Lionel, I hope that actually made sense. If not, please drop me a message and I'll try and explain as best as I can. Now, the second person that needed me to translate something was Daniel. Daniel, thanks again for your continued support. And this is what Daniel wanted to know. So Daniel wanted to know what Agya, waadwo actually means in TWI, right? So Agya, waadwo is actually an expression that we use when somebody gives you shocking news or a message that hurts you. So for an example, I'll try and make 2 examples. The first example, right? So let's assume I have a friend who has a business that's not really doing well. Let's say he has a taxi business and all his taxis are not working except for one. Then he comes to me and says, hey, Kwesi, me car na say, which is Kwesi, my car has broken down or my car has spoiled, right? Then I'll say, oh, Agya, waadwo. So what I'm trying to say is I'm trying to relate the frustration that he has, right? And kind of bring across that whatever he just told me affected me too. I'm not sure if that makes sense. Or in the same scenario, let's say I have a business. Then let's say I'm going to get a loan. Then the bank tells me, you know what, Kwesi, we can't give you a loan. Then I'm like, oh, Agya, waadwo. You know what I'm trying to say? So I hope you actually get the context where one can use Agya, waadwo in. Daniel, I hope that makes sense. Now, the third person that needed me to translate something was Mujeeb. Mujeeb, thanks again for your continued support. And these are the things that Mujeeb wanted to know. Mujeeb wanted to know 3 things. The first thing Mujeeb wanted to know was how to say, who are you waiting for? But before we dive into that, right, let's start off by saying this. In TWI, wait is nkyɛn. Again, wait is nkyɛn. So if I want to say wait for me, I'll say twɛn me. That is wait. Now, in this sentence that Mujeeb actually gave, Mujeeb said, who are you waiting for? Waiting in this context is a progressive tense, right? Or continuous tense, right? So now waiting becomes twɛn instead of twɛn, which is wait. Because it's a progressive tense, waiting in TWI becomes twɛn. So now the sentence that Mujeeb asked, which is, who are you waiting for, would be, why now? Twɛn no. Again, why na twɛn no. One last time, why na twɛn no. And as I said, bear in mind, wait in TWI is nkyɛn, right? Now the second thing that Mujeeb wanted to know was, is that why she is angry? Again, Is that why she is angry? Now in TWI, that can be said as enunti na ne buafu. Again, enunti na ne buafu. So enunti is that the reason or is that why? Ne is she, the person. Ne buafu, angry. So again, the sentence is enunti na ne buafu. One last time. Enunti na ne buafu. Now the third thing that Mujeeb wanted to find out was, are you scared? Now, are you scared can be said in 3 different ways, right? So now the first one can actually say, are you scared in TWI? Wusuro. Again, wusuro, which technically means, are you scared or are you afraid? So again, wusuro. And the second way that one can actually say that again is, eye wuhu. Again, eye wuhu. Now the last way one can actually say, are you scared in TWI is, wuyem shishiu. Again, wuyem shishiu. So if somebody says wuyem shishiu, it's not necessarily saying, are you scared, right? In English, the best word I can actually translate that to is, are you anxious? Anxious, as we know in English, is when somebody is worried about something, or they're nervous about something, or they're uneasy about something. So combining all of that, or trying to summarize all of that, one can say, are you scared, right? So again, wuyem shishiu can also represent or can also mean, are you scared? Mujeeb, thanks again for your continued support, and I hope that was helpful. Now, the last 2 translations was actually from a friend of mine who called me up and asked me how to say these following things. So the first thing that they wanted to know was, how is life in TWI? Now, how is life in TWI can be said as abrabomu tiseng. Again, abrabomu tiseng. One last time, abrabomu tiseng. And the second thing that they wanted to find out was how to say, where do you work? Now, where do you work can be said in 2 ways. The first way one can actually say that is, ehe na uye juma. Again, ehe na uye ejuma. And the second way one can actually say it is, ehe fa na uye ejuma. I think in my previous videos, I've actually differentiated between the 2. Ehe is where. Ehefa is where in particular. So again, the way one can ask where you work in TWI would be, ehe na uye ejuma, or ehefa na uye ejuma. Now guys, that's it for this week's translation. I just want to say thank you to each and every one of you. I appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you for actually subscribing to the channel or just watching my content. I truly appreciate it. Guys, if you can, please continue spreading the word. Let anyone who wants to learn TWI or wants to find out what TWI is about come to the channel, and hopefully when they're here and they go through the content, they'll actually enjoy it enough to actually subscribe to the channel. And guys, remember, if you like the content of the channel, please click on the like button, please click on the subscribe button, and please click on the bell button for future notifications. And guys, remember to go to Google Store. Please go get the TWI Junior Pro app. With that and these lessons, you learn TWI quicker. And guys, remember to join us next week for our first live session this year, right? It's at 6 p.m. I think it's GMT +2, which is South African time. Just Google what time that is in wherever location you are. Please come with all your questions, all your translations that you want us to translate. We'll actually touch on our first private lessons. We'll touch on a few things. So guys, with that, lots of love from Kwesi. See you next week for our live session. Bye.